Skale, or the SKL token, is going up massively. And the big question is why? Why now? How did this go up by more than 100% in a week while the rest of the altcoin market was rather silent? In this video, we are not just going to look at the official website. We are going to look at developer activity. We are going to look at adoption, as in transaction volume. We are going to look at the ecosystem. We are checking out the team. And of course, we are not going to miss tokenomics. Tokenomics are super important. Now, surprise, surprise, Skale is another blockchain. It's another layer one, a smart contract platform. A smart contract platform that, as the name suggests, scales. So it does not bottleneck as more users get onto the platform. Besides being scalable, they also market themselves as being the fastest blockchain. Now let's have a first look under the hood. How much activity is there actually in the development community? How many code commits are being done? How many code changes are being submitted to the GitHub repository? And this actually doesn't look too bad. A change 3 hours ago, another one here 3 hours ago, 5 hours ago, and 9 hours ago. Very active. And that's especially impressive given that the project has been around for 3 years already. Now, unfortunately, Skale is not available on DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama is a decentralized finance aggregator. And in here, we've got more than 200 blockchains. But Skale, unfortunately, is not listed. So we cannot look at the total value locked. We cannot look at what decentralized applications are being used, how much capital is being locked up. No information about that. Instead, we have to trust the native explorer. And here we see that the number of active users is growing a lot. More than 1.3 million over here. The transactions are also growing with time. Where does this 1.3 million users come from? Probably not from people using MetaMask, because Skale is not EVM compatible. It's from games. There's a quite extensive ecosystem with games leading the applications. Before making any video on any cryptocurrency, I always watch other people, what they say about this. And here Michael Rubel talks about the CryptoBlades Corporation, Skale with the CryptoBlades game. And the website does look impressive, more than 1 million active holders. But once you try to find activity, here's the number of searches over time, you see that the project pretty much died. There's no more interest in this game. This is unfortunately what happens for a lot of crypto games, because initially people are incentivized via crypto tokens to play the game, then the token crashes in value as inflation goes up, and then people aren't interested in the game in its soul anymore. People don't play the game for the fun of it, people play the game for the money, and once the money is drained, the game dies. There are some things to like about Skale. For example, a 100 million ecosystem fund is quite impressive. It's also a good sign that we have a visible team with actual names and LinkedIn profiles. I wasn't that impressed by the founder's profile. He founded Actana, which is a B2B analytics company, but it's mainly sales, business development, product strategy, not necessarily deeply technical. The founder did give an interview on YouTube though. Feel free to check that out. That's on Crypto Coin Show. And he very much focuses on Skale being gas-free for the end user. And there is an argument to be made here, right? When you don't have to pay for any transaction as an end user, you're more likely to adopt the technology. One reason why YouTube is so big, because you don't have to pay to watch this video. You're only paying if you want premium services such as the premium membership, links down below. Now, all the things I've just shared look relatively positive. I do want to share the ugly though as well. This is an objective channel. I don't shill any project. I don't take any money from any project. I'm simply just sharing my opinion and the data that I find. What we have over here is the token distribution chart in the white paper. You have to dig quite a bit to find this. It's on page 21 and we see 33% goes to validators that are likely mainly owned by the company. Another 28% goes to early supporters and the public sale. Another 4% to the core team protocol. And then we've got around 20% going to the development fund and to marketing, etc. I don't like that distribution, to be very frank. This is super top heavy. This is at risk to be sold when people want to take profit. But before we go into the really juicy parts of this video, please give this a like because that will help the channel grow. The socials aren't that impressive. This is the Twitter profile, doesn't have too much engagement, it's simply just announcements. And as such, the Twitter following is rather declining in the last months. I do like that the Telegram channel is supposed to be focused on the technical development, not on the price movement. Price discussions will be banned, but unfortunately that's not being appreciated. The number of Telegram users is shrinking. Now here's something most people don't look at, and that's super important. Token inflation. How many new tokens are being issued that potentially get sold off? The more tokens unlocked to the teams and to the developer, etc., the more they can sell, the more they can depress the price as demand doesn't grow as quickly. And this here is the circulating supply. It's a development over the last year. It's currently at 5 billion. It grew by 25% in the last year. And that's after the project has already been out for 3 years. That's a lot of inflation. And that's probably the reason why the long-term chart on a linear scale looks the way it does. The recent rally is nice percentage rise, right, on a logarithmic scale, but simply just measured in dollars, it's a blip in all of that value destruction that happened in the past. A single token was at 88 cents at one point. Now it's at 6. And so why is this all going up? I think it's the derivatives market. It's again the whales that move the price, and among those whales are probably also some centralized exchanges, especially Binance. The market cap of Skale is 315 million. The 24-hour trading volume on perpetuals alone, on Binance alone, is 1.1 billion, more than 3 times the market cap. So on the futures market, there's a ton of betting going on. 3 times the value of each token moved hands in the last 24 hours. That's potentially a lot of manipulation. Now, Binance profits from that manipulation. Binance profits from volatility because volatility equals trading, trading equals fees, fees equal revenue/profit for Binance. So especially if this rally can catch a lot of attention, and especially if people bet on falling prices here, this could go on for a while. We have seen this, for example, in TRB, in the Telor token. We've also seen this in Yearn Finance. Feel free to check out that video on Yearn Finance. Most people are currently betting on falling prices, and you don't want to be where most people are. Have a look at this number, the funding rate, minus 1.3%. This means that every hour the shorts have to pay the longs 1.3%. It is super expensive to short the token now, and that's why it's likely going to go further up. The market very often does the exact opposite of what most people are doing. If now most of the supply is in the centralized exchange in Binance's hands, and Binance makes 1.3% per hour by having that token in the inventory, then they are going to push up the price further. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know where the price will go either, but I'd be very careful shorting this, especially given that there's still developer activity, especially given that the transactions are going up. The price appreciation is massive, but there is some justification to this. Whatever you do, go to CoinGecko, go to the markets tab, go to perpetuals, and watch this number here, this minus 1.3 closely. The lower this funding rate is, the higher the probability, in my opinion, that the price will continue to rise because too many people are betting on falling prices. Feel free to subscribe in case you haven't yet. There's also a Telegram, link is down below.